Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. Saloon Driver once again bringing you another unboxing and review of a watch that is mine. This is the third Zelos Vitesse, which I believe is French for speed, watch that I have purchased. And this one, I promised I wouldn't say the purchaser's name, but this watch kind of came together in a very strange way. The watch was actually sent back to Zelos for a minor flaw correction, which was corrected. It had something to do with the chronograph minute hand not functioning. And while the watch was in Singapore, the owner reached out to me because he knew that I was looking at this particular watch and offered to sell it to me. He would send me the box, the bracelet, and the warranty card, and then when the watch was repaired, Zelosian would send the watch back to me instead of him. So we agreed to that. I paid the money, reasonable price in my humble opinion, and the box and other things arrived fairly quickly after that, and a couple weeks later the repaired watch arrived. And I have it here in the famous Zelos metal case. This is a Salmon dial Vitesse, number 47 47 out of 75. And like I always have to play with the camera focus to get it to work properly. And as you can see, the watch was easily and successfully repaired by Zelos, and thanks to the quick release spring bars, the bracelet snapped on in about 30 seconds. Little harder to adjust. This has been my complaint with the Vitesse with the beads of rice bracelets. They are absolutely gorgeous bracelets and very, very comfortable to wear, but the screws seem to have enough, I guess, Loctite or equivalent material on the threads to lock down bolts on the Titanic. They come out easily enough, but man, getting them back in is a royal pain. They just really don't want to screw in there unless you either clean the threads out real good and chase the threads on the other end, or just use brute force, which anything having to do with watches, you never use brute force. Now, as you can see, the chronograph is running and the minute indicator on the chronograph is working perfectly. So job done on the repair. Now, the Vitesse was a watch that was inspired by the racing chronographs from the 60s and 70s, or early 70s. It's a two sub-dial watch face. In this case, you have the chronograph minute indicator at the 3 o'clock. You have your running seconds or constant seconds at the 9 o'clock. And of course, the big second hand is the chronograph second hand. You have a tachometer outboard of the minute track for timing, doing time, speed, distance calculations. You have piston style, or if you prefer pump style pushers to go with the signed crown. You have this beautiful box style crystal, which was all the rage in the good old days. And as you can see, it's one of those chronographs with the vertical clutch that does not jump on the start-stop, or start-stop, I should say. And the whole thing is a flyback reset, and as you can see, it resets perfectly. Beads of rice style bracelet. This, of course, was made famous by another watch brand that I know and love called Doxa. It is a little bit different, of course. Very highly polished watch, satin finish on the flanks. You have the current style push-pull, micro-adjust clasp. You can push it in, and then to adjust it out, you pull this down and then pull away. Signed, of course, both polish and satin on the clasp. The watch looks like it was rarely worn or never worn by the previous owner, which I appreciate because I love the fact that it's in like-new condition. You have a fully milled out clasp, quick release spring bars, makes fitting this thing ridiculously easy, thank God. You have an exhibition case back showing off the very nice movement. This is Le Jour Perret L100 chronograph movement. It does have a custom rotor. It's supposed to look like an old style BBS basket weave wheel. Those of us who are fortunate enough to remember what they look like. And you can see, right there, right next to my thumb there, it does indicate this is number 47 out of 75. So the Salmon dial was of a lower production number than, say, the Panda style. Give you a wrist shot. On my 7.25-inch wrist, I had to take 5 links out of the bracelet total to get this thing to fit me just so. It fits beautifully. It's very comfortable to wear. And as you can see on the down the barrel shot, the watch fits just nicely across my wrist. No overhang, nothing like that. It is a little bit smaller case than I normally like. My sweet spot, as I've said before, is the 42 to 44 millimeter. This one is a bit smaller than that, but it wears very nicely and doesn't look ridiculously small on my wrist. The whole watch is 316L stainless steel. The bracelet, the clasp, the case, everything is 316L stainless. Box style crystal on top, flat crystal on the bottom. They are both sapphire, as you would expect from a watch of this quality. It is a 40 millimeter diameter case. It's 48 millimeter on the tip to tip, 20 millimeter lug, 14.4 millimeters thick, 50 meter water resistance. It could get wet, like if you're washing your hands or you get caught out in a rainstorm, something like that. Not swimmable. Do not immerse this thing in water. 50 meter water resistance means that it might, if you get accidentally thrown in a pool or something like that. My go-to example on that kind of thing. Ask me how I know. I wouldn't want to test the seals on the chronograph pushers or the crown. It is a screw-down crown. It does disengage with an audible and tactile pop. So the water resistance might actually be pretty good with the screw-down crown, but these are not screw-down pushers. These are standard pump-style, piston-style pushers. So I wouldn't want to test the integrity of those seals by immersing this thing in water. As I said, this is a Le Jour Perret L100 movement. This is a Swiss movement. This is not a cheapy movement. Still a highly serviceable movement. It should not need to necessarily go back to Singapore for Zelos to work on. As a Le Jour Perret is a fairly well-known movement out there in the world. If it's under warranty, of course, you're going to send it back to Zelos. But once it's out of warranty, you could probably get a local watchmaker to work on this watch fairly easily. It is the Vitesse lineup is absolutely beautiful watch. Some say that, it came out right after the Starfighter, which was also a chronograph movement. And, people kind of, a little, kidding around saying they're basically two watches with different names on them. Nothing could be further from the truth. There are differences between the two. The style is different. The case shape on this watch is more of a 70s chronograph. The case shape on the Starfighters is more of a UFO, Seiko UFO style. Believe the Starfighters have a date window on it. This has no such complication. And the Vitesse is a bigger watch. It's a physically thicker watch than the Starfighter, even though they're both 40 millimeter cases. So it is not two sides of the same coin. They are completely different watches. Very happy to pick this one up. I know the previous owner of this watch is a subscriber to the channel, and I want to thank him for a great deal. He was a straight shooter, great person to deal with. And if anyone ever posts his name up on Zelos Timekeepers looking for a reference for the guy, I will happily give my endorsement for people to work with him. Great guy. Very happy that he dealt the watch to me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it to be entertaining, useful, informative. If you did, I would appreciate a thumbs up. That does help the channel with respect to bringing people to the channel through the YouTube search algorithm. And that's always a good thing. Comments, questions, and suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you are going to try to troll me or try to insult me, or you're going to leave links to bad places on the internet, I'm simply going to delete the comment and block the commenter. If you're new to the channel, of course, welcome. I'm glad you found my channel. I hope you will. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will enjoy many videos. I have hundreds. All I ask in return is that you click that subscribe button before you leave. Don't forget to click the bell icon too, so that when I upload new material or I do a live stream, you will be alerted to such things. And as I always say at the end of my videos, it is a crazy old world out there. It is not getting any less crazy. So please, be careful, be safe, be well. See you soon.